Hi everybody, this is Professor Wagle and this is our lecture for the week. Before I start giving you an overview of what is due this week, I want to clarify some doubts you guys seem to be having about team discussion posts. So you have a few discussion posts, you had one last week and you have a bunch of them this week. Uh, Even if it's a team discussion post, you each member of the team should be contributing to it. It is not something only one person submits. Okay, so if it says in your team discuss these specific things, each of you in your team should be discussing it. You should be having a back and forth if you want to, but each of you should be contributing at least once. So think of a discussion post in a team or a team discussion in a classroom environment where if you're sitting in groups of 3 or 4 and I give you a topic to discuss, each of you are supposed to give your input and then kind of draw conclusions from that. It's similar to that. So even if it's a team discussion post, each of you should be contributing to it. So I hope that clears up the confusion. Now, the only exception is team assignments. Team assignments such as the team charter that is due this week at the end of the week. A team charter that a team does together, only one submission per team is required, because when you submit to the submit that assignment, it's the same assignment, right? Everybody is contributing to that team charter. So a discussion post and a team assignment and team discussion are two different things. So if it's a team discussion post, everybody contributes, everybody gives their input on the Canvas assignment page. If it's a team assignment like team charter, then only one person should be in charge of submitting the team charter once it's over. Only one person should be in charge of submitting the project management report once it's over. Okay, so I hope this makes it clear how you guys are going to proceed with this. Okay, now moving on to the major team assignments for this week. This week starts our teamwork projects. So again, I kind of started you guys last week with some team assignment, which were just discussion posts. But I hope you guys are all familiar with who your teammates are and are in touch with them, because all your teamwork assignments going forward, you will have two major teamwork assignments plus one that's due this week, which is a team charter. All of these assignments, you individually and as a team will be successful depending on how much communication you guys are doing with each other. So the more you communicate, the more you are aware of what's going on with your teammates, how everybody's contributing, how everybody's clear about their goals and deadlines and their job responsibilities, the better your assignments will be, the better your grades will be. So make sure you guys are communicating constantly. Utilize the Zoom meeting option we have on Canvas. You guys can set up your own Zoom meetings and do those. You guys are technologically savvy. Exchange your phone numbers if you need to. Do group chats, do Google Docs if you need to. Whatever it is you need to do to keep in touch at least once a day, touch base with everybody, make sure everybody's doing the work they're doing, right? That's the key to most team assignments, because here again, I can give you an extension for an assignment, but I cannot make your teammates do the work for them, right? This is the responsibility of you guys together as a team to get your work done. Okay, so let's talk about one of the major team assignments you have to submit this week, and that is the team charter. Before you go headlong into that, read the post before that, read the example of one of the team charters somebody else, one of my other former students have done. So I gave it to you guys to kind of go through things that you need to do in a team charter. There are personal goals which each individual member should have. There are team goals that you guys as a team will decide, right? You have a form in which you can just input your comments. All the input, all the things you need are already given to you. You just need to input your things, right? So your form is there. You just need to go and fill that form out as a team and as individuals too, right? So a lot of the things you'll put in there are individual contributions, but there are some things that are team contributions. So make sure you guys go and look those up and then do those accordingly. Okay, so that's your team charter. Again, your team charter, if you submit a team charter which is kind of filled out, most of the things are filled out, you get full points for that. Your whole team gets full points for that. But uh, remember, your team charter is a fluid document. So you may have already encountered problems working in teams before, right? A lot of you answered that question where you had to do a working in teams, talk about your previous experiences. So you already know what kind of problems can happen working in teams. So you should be able to list those problems and then think about what you could have done to solve those problems in the past. And if you can anticipate those problems coming up, what your solution should be, right? So there is a section in your team charter which asks you conflict resolution. So think about it as if you are a team of 4 and you have 2 people wanting to go in one direction and 2 people wanting to go in another direction, you have a tie now. So who breaks the tie? So think about problems like that. So who breaks the tie? Is it the team leader? Is it an executive decision taken by the team leader? Do you flip a coin? Think about those problems and list them and think about how you're going to resolve them, right? Writing these things down will help you in the long run. Think about problems about a team member not contributing their part of the project, right? Maybe they're not giving you their research on time. You need deadlines to be met by Wednesday and you haven't heard from this person all week long. You don't know what they're going to do, or they entirely skip, or on Wednesday at 9 in the night they tell you, hey, I can't do the job you gave me, right? What are the penalties for that? Do you kick them out of the group? Do you have a backup plan? Do you do their work, or do you leave their portion blank? You can think about all those things that can arise in a team, the problems that can arise in a team project, and think about possible solutions. Now again, as I'm telling you, this is a fluid document. So you might not anticipate all the problems, but if they come up in the course of the next 3 weeks, you can still do amendments to this document and say, hey, this is the situation that's happened, say just with team charter, right? Or with the next project. What should we do about it? And as a team, make a consensus, right? There are times I've had teams whose leader was missing from action. They just didn't show up in class for 2-3 weeks, right? This is during a regular semester. I had to step in because I was seeing this team struggle, and there were other people who were taking on the job of the team leader, and the team leader was absent. And so I had to step in and ask them what's going on. And then I had to suggest to them, in this situation, somebody else needs to step up. So you can do those things too in your team charter. What if the team leader is not listening to other people? Or what if you're not happy with the way the leadership is going, right? You can depose the team leader. You can have a general consensus vote. So there's lots of things you can write in this team charter, and or you can also amend in this team charter as the problems arise. But think about all those things that can happen in a team, right? Communication problems, people not being listened to. I had a team where we had 3 guys and 1 girl, and the girl felt that her input was kind of not appreciated or listened to as much as the guys was, because she was the only girl in this group, right? So think about all those problems that can arise and think about the solution to those problems. So that's your team charter. Pretty simple. Rest of the assignments are discussion posts, so you can do those. Again, you have been asked to use, the Modulate gives you using Microsoft Teams and Canvas collaborations, but these are options. You don't have to use those. You can also use Google Docs. I know a lot of you are comfortable using Google Docs. If you want to use that to do your team projects, that's perfectly fine by me. So you can do those too, right? Any of those are fine. Now, the last thing you have in Module 9 is investigating project management software. Again, like I said in the prompt, you are not doing the report, the full report on Sunday. That's not what's being asked of you, right? So I do not expect a report. I don't want you to write a report and submit it on Sunday because it's just not possible. However, I have given you an example to kind of give you an idea what you're required to do here, right? And what's due on Sunday is conducting software testing. Now, the conducting software testing can get a bit tricky if you're not meeting face to face. In a classroom setting, I'm able to give my teams time in the classroom to separate into their own groups and come up with their scenarios, come up with their testing methods, all of that stuff. You guys will have to do this remotely. You can do it sitting next to each other and doing the observations and recording, right? So each person will have to do their own testing and observations. But the good thing is, because it's a summer class, because it's online, you are only testing 3 softwares. Again, look at the prompt, right? You have to come up out of the 3 softwares you are being given, right? So just use those 3. Don't go for any other ones. You have Asana, Dropbox, and Slack. So make sure you just test the ones that are listed on the prompt, right? So you are testing the 3 softwares. The first thing you're doing in your testing is, out of the 3 you've been given, just shortlist 2. So that's your first job. You can decide as a team how you want to shortlist those, right? You've been given 5 base criterias for these 3 softwares. So see if those 5 base criterias meet the 3 softwares. And then you can decide any which way how you want to shortlist those 3 to 2. Right? So one could be, maybe some of you have used Dropbox and like it, or maybe some of you have used Slack and like it. It could also be as simple as going on these websites and figuring out how Asana works, how Slack works, and say, maybe this might work for our team. Let's try these things, right? So it's just a simple process of choosing which 2 softwares as a team you guys want to test. Once you have those 2 softwares down, say you chose Asana and Slack, right? Then you start doing testing on those 2. So do not do testing on all 3 softwares. Just do the testing on 2 softwares that you choose. So say you chose Asana and Slack as the 2 you shortlisted that you want to test. Then you need to come up with 3 scenarios that are given. You have been given a baseline criteria of what those scenarios should be. Scenarios could be your own. However, those scenarios need to adhere to the specifications, the guidelines, right? So the guidelines for the 3 scenarios are what? So let me open this up and I will read those out to you. So the 3 scenarios you have are listed in part 2 of your assignment, right? One is planning the project and creating a schedule. So come up with a scenario for that. The second one is managing changes. Come up with a scenario for that. The third is communicating project information. Again, come up with a scenario for that. If you are in doubt, go look up the example I posted. In that report, it says exactly what scenarios you have. So for your Sunday project, right, for your assignment, if you guys want, so the first one, which is assignment in module 9, do investigating project management software. What you guys could do in the brainstorming session is come up with your scenarios, come up with which two softwares you want to shortlist. Those could be this is an informal discussion you're doing in your own teams. You can come up with all those things in here, right? So you can decide which two you want to test, how you want to test it, or why. You can come up with the scenarios. All of those things you can do here, right? And then what you're doing is testing them. So again, in your testing, since you'll be doing it individually, you need to come up with some standards on how you want to test. So do you want to test the efficiency of the scenarios when you're testing these softwares? Do you want to test it on how easy, on a scale of 1 to 3 or 1 to 10, how easy or hard it was to do the task assigned? Was it how much time it took? Is that something that matters to you? All of those things, you can think about all those scenarios and then do your software testing, right? So that's all it is. If you guys as a team need more time to do these, I can give you an extension for a day or two, right? But you guys need to let me know that. But this is like a very informal document that you are submitting here. It's not a very formal one. So, but again, because this is a team assignment, conducting software testing, you will do it in a team, right? It will be just one informal document. So it doesn't need to be a fancy document. So what you guys could do is maybe pass around a Google document to all your team members, and each person inputs their own test findings. Or you could have your own documents and then pool all of them together and then put it in one document and do it, whichever way you want. But again, conducting software testing, that assignment, it says in bold on the assignments, one informal document per team, right? So make sure you do that. It's only one, because you won't be even able to do it. If all of you start submitting, whoever submits last is what will go in. So make sure you submit it as a team, everybody's software testing scenarios. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. If you have any more questions, last week I did a Zoom meeting, but nobody turned up. However, because one person turned up. However, this week, because we start our teamwork projects, I want at least one person from each team to conduct a Zoom meeting with me, so we can clarify any doubts, any questions you guys have, and you can communicate to your whole team. I don't care if the whole team shows up or if one person shows up, but I want at least one person from each team to reach out to me and tell me what time is convenient for them to have a Zoom meeting with me. So we can do a screen sharing and we can talk about these meetings. So make sure I hear from you guys. I'm going to send you an email for all the teams and have you guys respond back to me individually and let me know what time and date works for you guys sometime this week, hopefully tomorrow or in the next couple of days, so that we can communicate team expectations, what any doubts you have. Okay, so make sure one person at least from each team reaches out to me, and if you guys do that, I can even give you some bonus points on your team assignments, right? So make sure you guys do that. That's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, shoot me an email and I'll answer, but definitely let's do a Zoom meeting pretty soon. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.